What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost and GeeksandGamers.com, and Colby Covington is catching some heat from some fellow fighters in the UFC, as well as UFC sponsors who don't agree with what he came out and said about Tyron Woodley and about the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, if you've been following along, Colby Covington has taken some shots. Colby Covington is one of the very few conservative athletes right now that are speaking out, and he makes no bones about it. He is a Trump supporter. Now, if you're in the NFL or in the NBA, you can't talk about that. You can't talk about the fact you're a Trump supporter. In the MMA, Dana White in the UFC has said that people are free to speak their minds, whether that's about support for Trump or whether it's about Black Lives Matter. Personally, I think that it all should be kept out of sports, but if you're going to allow one, you sure as hell better allow the other. And Dana White is standing up and actually defending Colby Covington against these attacks. But you can see here, flat out racist. Fighters and sponsors turn on UFC villain. Colby Covington has incited backlash from fellow UFC fighters and sponsors for his latest foray into race baiting. Interesting. Interesting that you don't even put your name on it, right? You don't even put your name on this article, even though you're saying that Colby Covington is race baiting. Very strong and very brave of you, Yahoo Sports. The top-ranked UFC welterweight contender defeated Tyron Woodley at UFC Vegas 11 on Saturday. Woodley used his Fight Week platform advocating for Black Lives Matter. And when I say that, he made it all about Black Lives Matter. He called Colby Covington a racist, all of this other stuff. And this is what Covington said. He's standing up for lifelong criminals. The Black Lives Matter is a complete sham. It's a joke. They're taking these people that are complete terrorists. They're taking these people that are criminals. This is what Colby Covington says about the movement itself. A lot of people weren't too happy about that. And Covington also said this about Tyron Woodley. He's a communist. He's a Marxist. He stands for criminals. He hates America. And that's why he got broke tonight. Now, he also went on to call out weak-ass LeBron James, spineless coward LeBron James, and then he talked to the president on the phone after this. Pretty crazy. But the UFC sponsors are not happy that someone's saying contrary to the woke leftist talking point, and so are some other fighters. Fellow UFC fighters heard Covington's rhetoric and spoke out on Wednesday. Now, this is Sijara Eubanks, of course, a black woman. Woman in quotes. Let's be real. First and foremost, bantamweight Sijara Eubanks said, it wasn't unfortunate. It was flat out racist. It was disgusting, and it was disappointing. Then she compares him to Mike Perry, someone who's dropped a couple N-bombs before, which I don't think that saying the BLM movement is not good for America is the same as dropping N-bombs, but that's fine. That's what these people think. But to be fair, I think guys that talk like Mike Perry and Colby Covington, they say a lot of things that are racist and disgusting should be reported as such, instead of unfortunate or controversial. And then Israel Adesanya, who is going to be fighting, I think this upcoming weekend, he called out Covington and said, the guy has directly insulted my culture, my brother, and many other cultures, and no one says anything. You know, you realize that he is simply speaking the other side of this insane talking point, this insane BLM platform that so many people are sick and tired of. That's all it is. It's one person speaking out against it, and these people cannot handle it. Imagine how we feel every time we tune in to a fucking sports broadcast, having to deal with this garbage getting shoved down our throats with every athlete, every broadcaster, everything. Yeah, it's not too fun, is it? Now, you see the sponsor. I want to show the sponsors right here. UFC sponsors respond after Colby Covington calls BLM movement a complete sham. You have Reebok, who says, Reebok is a uniform provider. However, we do not sponsor Colby Covington. We do not agree with the sentiments he expressed, and we stand firm in our belief that Black Lives Matter. Monster Energy said, we will not respond to the comments of a non-sponsored athlete. We stand with the statements of our website regarding equality, diversity, and inclusion. And then DoorDash says, DoorDash stands with our employees and community members to fight injustice. Yes, delivering fucking McDonald's. Yeah, it's very important that we know that you stand with the black community. And we remain committed to using our voice and platform to empower local economies to support equality, right? But Dana White is having none of this stuff. Dana, I think here's the best quote. We don't muzzle anybody. Now, like I said in the beginning, I don't think that any of this stuff should be involved, to be quite honest with you. I don't think we should hear these leftist talking points. I don't think we should hear these conservative talking points. I think that sports should remain non-political. But if you're going to open it up, then you better let both sides speak. And here is a question, right, that gets asked to Dana White. Listen to how he responds.
Yesterday during the media day, several athletes, Israel included, Hakeem Dawodu, Sajar Eubanks, they all brought up the fact that they were a little bit upset with Colby Covington and some of his latest remarks. I know last week you said, hey, I'm freedom of speech, but do you feel like we might be getting to a point where we got to say, hey, listen, if something's racist or can even be perceived as racist, that's the line. You got to cut it out.
That's the 10th time you guys have asked me this. I mean, these guys all have their own causes, things, all their own beliefs. We don't muzzle anybody here. We let everybody speak their mind. I don't know what he said that was racist. I don't know if I heard anything racist that he said. I don't know.
Would you agree that if it is racist, though, it's wrong?
Yeah, of course. Come on.
I'm
not going to play these games with you guys. Come on. If it's racist.
These fucking members of the media, they're so slimy, the scum of the earth.
Yes, of course.
Right, so Dana White is not going to play the games with these fools that they want him to play. He's not going to go out there and bash Colby Covington. He's not going to bend the knee to them. He's simply going to say, listen, we let everybody have their platform. If you want to come out here and promote Black Lives Matter, go for it. If you want to go out here and wear your MAGA hat, then go for it. And honestly, if you're going to have politics in it, that's the way you should do it. Everyone should be free to express whatever they want instead of it just being this one specific thing that gets hammered time and time and again. But Colby Covington, enemy number one right now. Where's he at? Colby Covington is the enemy of so many of these people, the woke athletes that don't want to hear him say this. They just want to have their point of view, and that's it. That's all that they want to hear. What do you guys think about all this? What do you think about the sponsors coming out and trying to distance themselves? He's one guy. There's thousands of athletes. You can't tell me that if an NFL player goes and gets a DUI, that Pizza Hut, a sponsor of the NFL or something, is going to have to disown that. That is absolute insanity. These people have gone too far. The cancel culture is ridiculous. Let these people fight. I want to see it in the ring. And honestly, Colby Covington makes people hate him, which makes UFC better, in my honest opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.